We all got weird looking dinos for this.
Yeah, we all chose goobers for this session.
Yeah.
We
recording
seem
of,
to have like hive minds,
Yeah.
you know?
of What Dinosaur Real Good?
What
Dinosaur
real good?
I'm your temporary host, Michael Swain, with my permanent hosts, fossilized, if you will. They'll be with me always.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hey. Swain poured a bunch of cement on us, and now we can't move. So
yeah, and
we're trapped here
I'm the
forever.
one on the left. That's Abe Epperson.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm the one on the right.
You're gonna make me ask you your name, aren't you?
Yes. I just want to see if you know it. I'm Bridget Greenberg.
Oh,
You better
okay,
can remember.
Good. Greenberg.
I just want to make sure you
I was
know
thinking,
Yeah.
Orangeton. Greenberg, Orangeton. Wow, I got to bring the energy up on this episode by immediately diving into revealing my dinosaur for the day,
it. Tell us.
the Therizinosaurus.
Today's dinosaur.
Therazine.
Oh boy, I'm not going to try to.
I don't want to do a thing for it.
All right.
Therizinosaurus. Oh, Therizinosaurus. Therizinosaurus got the claws.
That's it? That's it?
How long did you plan that for?
And then if you're talking about the clade, you actually just shorten it to Therizinosaur. Therizinosaur. Chopping off your head from his skateboard. The Therizinosaur. All right. Now that we've done the requisite 2 songs, one planned, one unplanned.
Do we have to do songs?
We have to do songs now. That's canon.
Here's the thing I've been talking about. And I'm first just going to describe it visually. There'll be photos as usual up on the show page.
This is crazy.
It's real goobery.
The picture you have is just like, hey, I'm a Therizinosaurus. It looks like it's saying
See,
that.
I think it's like, hey.
Yes. So we're particularly looking at a feathered rendering. It's unknown whether it had feathers or not.
Okay.
But the feathered rendering, it is clearly smiling a little.
Yeah.
And its arms are out to show off the claws, but it ends up looking like jazz hands. So you're right. It looks
does.
like We're Back, like this
Yeah.
We're Back movie poster.
Yeah, it is.
Gas
It looks.
hose back, Therizinosaur.
It looks like it's on right now.
Yes. And I do think it's appropriate
never off.
that it sounds so much like Thorazine, which is antipsychotic medication.
So
Yeah.
it's just super happy.
Because it
all the
looks
time.
fucking crazy.
It does.
Like,
It looks wild.
psychotic.
Yeah.
It does.
I got these claws.
Yeah, it's like Clamps from Futurama if he had claws. It's clearly the only thing it cared about or thought about were these claws.
Yeah, and then it built the dinosaur around the
Yes.
claws. It built a character out from claws.
So I'll describe it. It roughly is the shape and size of Big Bird from Sesame Street. Let's see if we can find an image search with a
Oh my
size
gosh.
comparison. But the reason I actually settled on
man.
it is the claws, which were like, so there's a version with if it looked more like
It
a dino.
looks like the thing from the village.
They're huge and look wildly inconvenient.
Did you ever watch Salad Fingers videos?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
It looks
there
like
is.
salad
It looks like
fingers.
salad fingers.
Yeah.
It looks like there's also an episode of Bob's Burgers where Louise gets a pedicure but just gets really long, sharp nails, and it's like
haven't
trying to
seen that
walk.
one.
Yeah, they're on like a cruise ship, so she gets a manicure and pedicure and like just gets these like talons as nails, and like is trying to walk around and grab things with them and can't. And that's what this reminds me of.
Yeah, it can't do anything. Like
Here's
its
it
claws can't do anything that is very specific.
No.
Here's it looking sad about that.
Oh.
It also looks like if it stabbed something with a claw and then brought it to its mouth to eat it,
Right.
it would have a hard time like navigating not getting poked by its own claw.
Right. It doesn't like the claws are so unwieldy and they bend in strange
Yeah.
ways that it's like they couldn't
Yeah.
they couldn't do anything with their hands other than just scrape at things.
Yeah.
I love
It's
this artist with totally no evidence to support gave it a
It's a
huge
peacock, yeah.
peacock plume tail just to cover how fucking stupid it looks. Like he
Yeah.
tried to give it dignity.
Yeah.
It covers its whole awkward lower body and
yeah.
stuff.
That's what we call shame feathers.
Yeah.
Or they're right, and that's what it looks like.
Maybe.
No chance. Who knows?
Just
But
like
the widely more agreed upon look is basically a pear-shaped,
Oh.
like Big Bird's body with the long neck, not as long as Brontosaurus or whatever, but you're used to dinos having
Yeah.
a bit of a long neck.
yeah.
Normal dino head, except they did have unique jaws, and I'm going to go back to our original We're Back post because I do love these transitional dinosaurs that have what they keep calling leaf-shaped teeth. So
Yeah.
clearly that's the phrasing they settled on.
Yeah.
Which are like, they have a beak, but
It's
they
like-
also have shitty little teeth
Right.
that probably mostly broke off over the course of their life.
Right.
So we're in the middle of them being like, I had teeth, but we don't need them anymore. We'll be birds later. So he's
Yeah.
got
We're
like
birds now, son. We're birds.
Yeah, he's
They're
got,
weeding out the teeth.
as
Yeah.
a result, he's got a shitty beak that's not as good as a beak
No,
and
it's
shitty
not
teeth
sharp.
that aren't
Yeah.
as good as teeth, and like flesh snout that covers most of it, but not all the way.
Right. It's
yeah,
like
but
it's a
but
very
also it's
rounded-
got turkey legs.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's a very
its
rounded
feet are very
dinosaur.
And then it has
chicken.
shitty classic drumstick, like foghorn leghorn legs.
no knees.
And then, by far, the thing I'm dancing around, yes, it has 3 giant claws that everyone literally draws, and I'll show the bones as well.
As massive.
As like fucking, they look like polished steel, like kitchen knives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 3 Freddy Krueger kitchen knife fingers.
Yeah, I can't help but see all the artists' versions of this. Like all of them look like they're Dracula.
Yes, like
you know, like
Nosferatu fingers.
Yeah.
they're clutching their hand in front of them.
Yeah, they
in
have
a-
sword fingers.
pointing at the ground. Like, hey,
Because that's the thing. If what I'm describing sounds scary to you, what you're failing to appreciate is while a raptor has a claw that's like big, but it's a compact size, and when you see it, you're like, yes, that would cut someone's guts open.
Mm-hmm.
This guy has the longest claws of any animal
Yeah.
that's ever lived on Earth, but they don't look scary because you're like, how would he? Like, what would he do to you?
You can't do
Yeah.
anything.
They're like
with-
these long, elegant, swooped finger claws.
Right.
Right.
Anything.
like I feel like if it attacked me, I'd be more scared for it,
Yeah.
like tripping.
Or the nail
On the
breaking
way.
off.
over its
Yeah,
own
like
hands.
on it's on a log, and it's just like, stay there. I'm coming at you.
Anything this guy tried to attack, it was an accident. Like I just
Right.
feel like anything it stabbed was purely by accident because they're facing down.
They are facing down, but they curve slightly back. So
Yeah.
it's like if
It's trying not to hit you, but it just can't help it. It's so clumsy.
Let's give it the benefit of the doubt and say they're very sturdy and really sharp and strong. I think all it could really do is like, did you guys see Green Room? I know you
Yeah.
did 'cause you covered
Yeah,
it.
I've seen
Yeah,
it.
you've seen it. When he sticks his arm out the door
Yeah.
and gets it all macheted up, like that's the most it could do to you is like hack at you
Right.
with one finger, and then I don't know what it would do with the other 2 claws because they would get in the way of even doing
Right.
that.
It's so uncoordinated.
It would be like a dinosaur angrily pointing at you,
Yeah.
trying to kill you that way.
It's more of a skull than it is a predator.
But think about
Yeah.
how much cocaine it could do off those nails.
Off the blades.
You could do like a whole fucking
Oh.
foot long
You
line.
could cut
of
3
coke.
rails, 6 rails at once if
Yeah.
he uses both hands.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it's
just
a party
snort
dino.
that shit all the way to your early grave.
Bring that long old neck down.
Yeah.
Get a snootful.
Oh yeah, baby.
Party dino.
Go hang out with Hespernicus,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
meth turkey.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
Smoking
In fact,
crack.
it's so goofy looking that when it was discovered, and I think this is interesting to unpack a little more, because I had such great respect for archaeology because of Jurassic Park. Sam Neill made it seem like, yeah, I had to learn a lot. And now I know so much that I dig in very special places that you wouldn't be able to find. And I find something and I go, I know what this is and I know what it means. But really, the history of paleontology is like, as a science, it's far less scientific than some other hard sciences because there's an art to like guessing what shaped bone means what.
Right.
And this thing's so goobery looking that its full name is Therizinosaurus cheloniformis, and cheloniformis means turtle-like because for a long, long time they only had some bones, and the guy who kept those bones and wouldn't let anyone else have the bones was like, it's a big turtle with giant claws. And they're like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I like turtles. It's a turtle.
It's a
you know,
turtle.
like,
I want
turtle.
it to be a turtle.
It's like awesome.
and they're like, we'll say Cheloniformis to make it. Because that's my other thing. Do you guys have like nieces and nephews?
Yeah,
that
I
are
have
like
a
8
younger cousin.
or
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
Do kids still even like dinosaurs? Like, are kids obsessed with how cool dinosaurs are?
I don't know.
Or was that unique to like a 20-year period of childhood?
Oh, I don't know.
I think they're still into dinosaurs because I still see dino like.
Yeah.
There's dino kid food items and stuff like that. Like I don't think they're
Yeah.
necessarily Jurassic Park is for like 10-year-olds. But
yeah, but I'm wondering if dinos in general still
think-
capture
6-year-old
children.
it's like Frozen, you know, like
I still think so.
So
I don't.
sad.
I don't want to. I feel like dinosaur interest is, generally speaking, more of a like a male interest. Like little
Because
boys
of
play
the
with.
killing
in our time.
aspect, or
Yeah.
No, in
at
our
least
time
in our
because
time.
STEM was not really pushed for women.
Exactly. So like my cousins who are younger are probably they're like in college, early college now, but they were. It was 3 girls, so they
Yeah.
didn't. They weren't huge dino heads.
Okay.
But I
I-
don't know if that's
It's
just
all
because of
pa-
the toys that were pushed on girls at the
I
time.
think
I just
it's,
know that,
it's
like,
all parents and
when I was
social.
at the right age, even before Jurassic Park came out, because I remember pre that,
Yeah.
it was like dinosaurs was a general category of toy that
Yeah.
every kid, you're right, mostly had
Yeah,
boy
I think it was
kid
marketed
friends.
to boys.
But it was a category like trucks. Like you didn't even
Yeah.
have to have anything promote it. Just
Yeah.
kids like dinosaur toys.
I do remember eating. There was an instant oatmeal that had dino eggs in it. That I do remember eating.
Did you ever get the sponges and the pills that turn into
Yes,
dinosaurs
I
in
remember
water?
those.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah,
great. I mean,
yeah.
They're kind of a letdown,
I bet.
actually.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Barney always big.
I would put them in my mouth and suck on them till the pill dissolved and the sponge got big in my mouth. It's fun. It's fun.
Now
Could have
I-
died. Could have suffocated. It's fun.
Well,
Yeah,
now I
you
kind of want.
could've.
I never did that, but now I kind of want to. Did it taste weird?
yeah, like
I'm sure it tasted
chemicals.
like. Yeah.
You know, when you're a kid, like taste. I mean, when I was young enough, I did the thing where I made mud pies and ate.
Yeah.
And my parents had to be like,
Stop
4-year-old
eating
Michael, stop eating mud.
dirt.
So
Yeah.
I don't remember what mud tasted like, but obviously when you're a kid, stuff tastes good that doesn't
Right.
later.
For some reason, I have an idea of what that tastes like, and I've never done that. But that chemically sponge taste that.
Yeah, because I think smell and taste are
Yeah.
so connected that you can smell
Yeah.
something and be like, I bet
Well,
it
now I
tastes
got to go
horrible.
to some science museum and get some of those dino.
I have
pills.
some of those dino pills. I think
You
from
got
an old
dino
shoot.
pills?
Yeah, we had an old shoot where I
Do
think-
not ingest. External use only.
I probably.
So what I was getting at is I lay the blame on Pokemans because I hate these kids and their damn Pokemans.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Latin names. Because every time you guys have mentioned the real name of the dinosaur, I'm like Pokemon does successfully,
Yeah.
it's like a catchy branded name where you're like, oh, of course, Death Turtle,
Right.
Sky Serpent God, Western Claw. These are fucking kids
Yeah.
would remember this. And no one's going to remember Quetzalcoatlus. And like, we're all educated adults. And people, yes, had to correct us when we covered the
Yeah.
Ankylosaurus, because I've always heard and read it as Ankylosaurus.
Yeah.
So it's like, kids are not going to. I just think
Yeah.
this should go by its real name, which is Scythe Lizard.
Side
exactly.
lizard.
And it
That's
should be always depicted in a Grim Reaper cloak.
Yes.
I guess decapitating people on his skateboard, because I sang that and now it's canon.
I'm serious. This
I would
is,
love to see this thing try to ride a skateboard.
How tall is this thing? Big Bird, you said.
Yeah, it's 11 and
So-
a half feet tall, which I would say is, I'd guess Big Bird's 8.
I
so it's
swear
like
to
3
God,
feet taller than Big
This
Bird.
thing is the villain from the made-up villain from The Village.
Yeah.
It absolutely
I
is.
mean, you
don't
said 11
remember the
feet tall?
monster. It's like 11 and a half feet
It's like
tall.
got
Okay,
like
so
a
it's like a
bird-
foot taller
Well,
than a
it's like a
basketball
bird
hoop.
beak mask with huge claws like that.
11 and a half feet's the largest known specimen.
wow.
So let's
That's
say he's
pretty big.
a big buddy.
Yeah.
But 10 feet tall.
Yeah,
so he's
no,
like,
that's a big
he's
buddy.
basketball hoop size.
So that means those claws are like 2 feet.
Like an actual chef's kitchen knife length. I
Yeah.
have it here.
Ooh.
The claws.
bigger than
So
that.
scary.
That was obviously pertinent information. Oh, the claws are 2.5 to 3.5 feet.
Yeah, Jesus.
So fuck kitchen knife. It's like a sword. Yeah, it's like a short
like-
sword.
It's a short sword, but
Like a
it's like a
medieval short
thin
sword.
sword,
Right.
like a saber. Yeah.
But again, they look like. I wonder if these guys ever bumbled into trees and got
just
stuck
got
like a
stuck.
dart, and like the tips of their nails snapped off, and now they don't have swords anymore for the
that
rest of
has
their
to hurt
lives.
so
because
bad.
they look
Because
thin.
they look fragile.
They
Are
look
they-
thin and
Are they like nails? Would they grow? Do you know if they would grow back
Yeah,
if
are
they
they
broke off, or are they
claws?
bumped?
No,
Or-
they're claws exactly like Velociraptor do claws that just
Yeah.
evolved in a different
just
direction.
like
Okay.
hand
So they
horns.
said this was probably like a failed evolutionary. Like this branch might have died in part because the impractical claws, whereas all the other dinosaurs in this clade either already had their fourth toe was a dew claw, or
Right.
it soon would be in the terms of long-term time.
Right.
And the Therizinosaur stuck with like, no, I like these long feathery claws.
I just imagine this
More
guy,
fabulous.
since they're downturned, so they're close to the ground. So I just imagine like it running along, getting stuck in the ground, and then being stuck there, and then they all die out because they're just like stuck in the ground. Just
I
like,
wish
the guy
you
in
guys-
I can't get
Mandy,
out.
the demon and Mandy stuck in the ground.
I wish you got everyone on listening to the podcast could see like every time one of us talks, we make this
The
creepy
weird claw.
like claw
Yeah.
gesture where it's like it's exactly if like I was to extend my hand and touch your face, like it would scar
Caress.
you for life.
Caress me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's just
yeah,
very
it's
off-putting.
It's real creepy.
Yeah. And it looks like this guy is just hello. That's like how
Yeah.
he speaks.
Right, yes. And it is a carnivore. It ate meat.
Oh my god, that's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It looks like it's gonna lure you into its cave. And,
Just
Right. And like make you tea first. 'Cause
Right.
It's like some
It
weird
wants to
sex
fatten you
thing
up before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And their main, the main bone of contention, haha, about them now, is, well, first, which is with a lot of dinos, whether they had feathers or not.
Yeah.
Because, and they're starting to get better about this. I remember when I was 14, 15, 16, and still super into following like dinosaur news. The big deal was, oh, they might have had feathers, Jurassic Park. I love how, to make it popular, it's always circled around Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So the articles would be like, why is Jurassic Park bullshit? Feathers. Imagine all those things, but with feathers.
Less scary.
Now, it is less scary, but it does make you be like, oh, I understand now how
Yeah.
birds are this.
Oh, absolutely.
Which I didn't before.
Yeah.
I was like, all I really see is that the beak looks like a dino beak. How are birds dinosaurs?
Yeah, no, I remember when I first heard that around that age, that like around 14, that chickens are the closest ancestor to dinosaurs after drinking a Snapple.
Yeah.
Being like, no way. And then finally seeing the renderings with feathers. I'm like, oh, that's a bird.
Yeah.
I know, which makes
It's a bird
especially
like reptiles.
Yeah.
It sucks if you love Jurassic Park. Because I will say one that really loses a lot of credit is the Velociraptor.
Yeah.
Almost certainly had feathers.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a huge downgrade. Like,
Oh, yeah. That is
dragon-like Velociraptor's way scarier than
Yeah.
chicken Velociraptor.
Yes. Yeah. That any flying dino that had feathers immediately like loses some street cred for being too chicken-like.
Yeah.
They're big old chickens.
Yeah, but nowadays the argument is about how much musculature did they have, because one thing that a lot of dinosaurs have in common, and birds do now, is hollow bones and bones with huge windows cut out of them. So like if you look at dinosaur
Yeah.
skulls, many of them have like, you know how human skull has a recession here?
Yeah.
The dino skull will have straight up
hole.
a hole there,
Yeah.
like a whole window.
Yeah.
And it was funny, the article I was reading about it will just pause to describe them as like, so some dinosaurs would have a skull that's very much like the size and shape of a Honda Civic with holes where like the windows would be.
Like Swiss cheese.
Like
yeah.
if you were really the Flintstones,
Yeah.
you'd get a brontosaurus skull and turn that into a car, and you'd already have a sunroof and shit.
Cool.
And because of that, and because they were trying to get the longest possible fucking necks in many cases,
Right.
their heads got smaller and smaller, which is why to our eyes, so many dinosaurs look like fucking goobers.
Yeah.
Because your brain could be tiny and you could be dumb as shit. You just had to get the thing that eats, the
Right.
mouth, high off the ground. That was the only goal.
Right, and your head probably had to be light to support. You know,
Right.
if your head's too heavy, you can't have that neck.
So because of that, all these reconstructions, often artists with only human, like I'm studied at human anatomy, are attaching muscles just like where they think it would go, and they don't want to overguess. So that's why dinosaurs all look like they're doing a selfie with like the fish face where you suck
Yeah.
your cheeks in. Like dinosaurs look gaunt and shit.
Yeah.
And I love that the Therizinosaur is paunchy. Like it
Yeah.
has a dad
Yeah.
bod.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely. Yeah. It's not intimidating because it has a little beer belly.
Because
Creepy.
I think I want to, and I want to see more and more dino renderings with like
You want to see tubby dinos.
curvy
Hell
dinos,
yeah.
full cheeks, like
Yeah.
jowls.
Healthy,
Yeah.
full-bodied, beautiful dinos.
Right. Like
These
what if
dinos got back.
what if the T-Rex actually had like big meaty
Chomp.
jowls?
Yeah.
It does,
that we
it does
don't
have
render?
hips. It does have wide hips.
What
The T-Rex. I mean, it's mostly where its leg joints are, I think.
I gotta say, when it comes to Therizinosaurus and sauropods in general, the hips don't lie.
Yeah.
Because they're now the only way they actually finally feel like they settled on. No, it's not a turtle, which actually I can imagine and makes more sense to me. The guy,
As a
the
turtle?
original Mongolian guy who discovered the bones, and it was in like a area where sea had been, was like, I think it was probably a turtle, and those were long fingers it used to like push mud and plants,
yeah, 'cause
and hack plants.
Turtles do have, like, box turtles and stuff do have those creepy little claws.
He was like, what if they were long flippers, but there's a species of turtle-like creature that
Yeah.
had it separated out into claws instead of flippers?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that actually makes a lot
That-
more
that
sense
makes
than what
way
it
more-
really is.
yeah,
Yeah.
that makes a ton more sense.
But yeah, the way we actually ultimately discovered that it wasn't that was by comparing the hip bones, which is like a key bone. If an
Yeah.
archaeologist finds the hip bone, they're like, fuck yeah, because
Right.
I can have sex with this. No, because
Because
that separates
you know how
it.
it walks. You know what? If
Right.
it was a flying dinosaur.
Yeah, and it separates between a Saurischian or an ornithischian.
Ornithal.
See, we should go right. Whether it's destined to be descended into a flying dino that's going to become a bird,
Right.
or a walking dino that will go extinct when the KT event happens, if not before. The general, because like to walk on 2 legs versus 4 legs, or again to end up flying,
Yeah.
your hip bones rotate and change position.
Yeah.
So that's how the like we started broadly going like, oh, hip bones can determine bird type
Right.
Pokemon or land type Pokemon.
exactly.
And backbone is connected to the hip bone.
I get
So.
that's true.
And the chicken knee.
And the chicken knee.
that is
and the
that bone does
non-existent.
not exist.
It does
That's like in
exist.
the game Operation. You're making shit up.
No,
Like Charlie
I
Horse and water
checked
on the
it.
knee.
They definitely have knees.
Yeah, there's a little local market down the corner. You can buy a bag of chicken knees for $8.50. They're
yeah.
good, man.
Yeah.
Sweet and sour chicken knees. You
Right.
never had them?
Yep. Right between the thigh and the leg, the drumstick.
All right, so I'm going to switch us over so we can just finish like basically ragging on this nerd dinosaur that I've decided I hate.
We have been bullying this dinosaur.
So yeah, basically what we know about it is it wasn't that practical. It did die out, and they know it ate meat, but they're not sure how. And every situation I imagine where it kills something has Benny Hill music attached to it.
It is an accident every
So
time.
I'm imagining it could have scavenged, maybe, just going around being like, sorry, I know my fingers creep people out. Are you done with that corpse? Could I
Yeah.
cut a little piece
Have you
off?
ever seen those like
Scrape it off into my mouth.
Have you ever seen those like prank extending forks? That you
Yes,
could- yeah.
yeah.
So I feel like that's what it did. Just like yoinks.
He's
and just-
talking to the cool, like, Apatosaurus, being
Yeah.
like, you despise me, don't you?
and just reaching around it and grabbing
Yeah.
food from it.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
All the other dinosaurs are eating. You sneak on up and you just skewer. You like
Yeah.
shish kebab some
Yeah.
flesh, walk away.
Yeah,
Just walk away,
I like
Therizinosaurus.
if it's that like creepy looking, it's gotta be it's gotta be sneaky.
yeah.
You know, it's popping in a quick hug though.
I just want some love.
A hug it could fuck you up. A hug from one of these things probably could fuck you up.
Oh no, my friend. Just-
Yeah. I've done it again.
So yeah, here's my favorite picture. I'm switching over to
Oh my
bone
God.
pics now because this looks like
What is
the best specimen of their forearms.
The
it
forearm
looks like
is part of the claw.
it's like Popeye, right?
Yeah.
They have a bunch of extra bone material like weighted on the forearm. It looks like
just
Popeye
counterweight.
or like Lou the Cop from Simpsons with the super big forearm.
Yeah.
Just to support the weight of these giant knife fingers that couldn't have been good for pretty much
Right.
anything.
So like the end of its arm just had to be counterweight for the claw.
Like it looks like a fucking literally the bones hanging in the museum to me
Yeah.
look like a power up you would get in a video game that would like attach to your mech suit.
Yeah.
And then be like claws that stab out at people.
Right.
Yeah, this is if I saw that and I was on a film set, I'd be like, please sandbag the end of that so it stays up.
Right.
Like,
I get the feeling that you could like break its shoulders so easy.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Just
if you're able to
one
grab it by
punch.
the forearm and just like
rip
yank.
its arm off.
It is
Yeah.
10 feet tall, but this is
I wouldn't want to get near it close enough to
Yeah.
that claw.
I actually think this is a great description of this dinosaur if you're not looking at a picture. It's 10 feet tall and it has knives for hands, but I think I could take it. That's like an apt description.
I feel
of
like
it.
if you ran up behind it and just like pushed it from the back, it would just fall over and
And
stab itself.
It would become buried in
Yeah.
the ground.
Buried in the ground,
knuckle
or
deep.
like if its arms were under it, it might end up stabbing itself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Therizinosaurus specimen
Just, like,
found.
stuck.
Like just like one hand jammed through its skull, one hand jammed through its gut.
Yeah.
It just fell, man.
I
It
think
sucked.
if my life was threatened, I think my tactic would be just to body shame it until it just lies down.
Oh,
Get out of here, you freaking nerd.
Look at your fucking claws.
I hope it had friends.
Here's an artist rendering of the
Probably
turtle they originally thought it was.
Jesus.
Oh.
Which is you're like,
That
Look at that
makes,
chunker.
Like, yeah, if I discovered 3 claws and I tried to think of a creature that wouldn't look ridiculous surrounding it, that's a good guess in the
yeah.
1800s.
Yeah.
That is
it's-
terrifying looking as it. I'm more intimidated of its
It's a turtle
form.
shark. It's
yeah.
but not like a real turtle shark.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
got
terrified.
a turtle like back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this guy
And
ain't
its
real.
face looks
He's
like a
mistake
shark.
dinosaur.
Yeah, it's a
if that was real,
mistakosaurus.
that is scarier than the land
Mistakosaurus.
dinosaur.
Do we need... Well, it's been a pleasure recording with you guys. I've already got some great shirt ideas for this show.
Yeah. I wanna wear
Big
some.
Dino Energy.
Big
Dino
Energy.
Tiny Diny. Like,
Thick
so,
dino.
I love... That's the one I want. I love my curvy dinosaur.
yeah.
No,
You lose the appeal of the like cute pear shape that it has.
Yeah, I love this guy because he very intentionally tried to make it look as much like a pigeon as possible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Like tried to imply pigeons are descended from him.
right. Which,
Because pigeons also look kind of goobery.
They do.
they do.
and
They
they are
waddle
pear-shaped.
and they're.
Yeah.
I love animals with their eyes not. I forget the name for it, but eyes not like ours,
Like
where
when
they're
they're
in
in the
front, but where
peripheral.
they're in the
Not
peripheral.
stereoscopic, but the other one.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like why we shoot all eagles from like a certain angle,
Right.
because if you shoot it straight on, it looks
Look.
like its eyes are going in the
Right.
opposite direction.
It's like the Egyptian
'Cause they
paintings
are.
from a
Yeah,
profile.
and it's
where-
just
Well,
very
and you
goobery.
rarely want like a goofy take from an eagle.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Let's get a goofy
It's
shot
like,
of this eagle.
yeah, and it's possible because their eyes were like that's what the reason that the holes are in the skull
Yeah.
is for
eye sockets?
eye
eyes.
sockets,
Yeah.
not eye sockets, but like just
But
all
also
of the
a lot of their bones had
It's like a
not
bird
only
thing.
hollow insides, but giant windows in them that we don't have.
Right.
Mhm.
Which is why obviously they became birds. I believe
Yeah.
I believe it. It stands up.
It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Stands up to reason.
It sounded crazy when
Yeah.
I first heard it at
When
like
I was
14.
a kid, it
yeah.
sounded crazy. Yeah.
And now I get it. Now that I'm a professional dinosaur researcher.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, professional Wikipedia reader.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you,
I-
paleontology community, for accepting me. I have no PhDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about all on the Therizinosaurus, the ungodly, dad-bodied, potential salad-fingered peacock of the dino era. What do you guys think? Is my dino real good?
We made fun of him a lot. We've bullied this poor guy, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think you gotta give him like three claws straight up in the air, 3 knives in the air.
3 knives in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Put your knives up, everybody.
Stab the sky for this guy.
Yeah. I was thinking about it, and because it was such an improvement what happened between the big chunk or turtle shark and what this finally came to be, the dad bod big bird, that I mean anyone who's mistaken for that, they've had hard times, and I think that this dinosaur has really gotten past it, like
Yeah.
grown, and so
Grown
I'm gonna
into something
say
lovable.
it's real good.
Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah.
I just chanced upon an image of it using the claw to like
Grab a
just
tree.
support itself against a tree while it eats the leaves.
Oh,
I like that.
I love that the artist is like trying to think of something it can use these stupid claws
Yeah.
for.
I just like the idea of that it just holds the tree. It isn't even eating the leaves. It's just like trying to
I'm
like
so
get its
tired.
life to like taking a moment to think and
I'm
breathe.
so fucking bottom heavy.
God
Every
damn it.
movement is
Everything
horrible.
Well,
hurts.
with that rendering, it's terrifying to think that it, use those claws to wrap. Like those claws could move.
Yeah, it was totally.
Could
that's
oppose.
got the
It could
curves.
wrap.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They're like scythes,
Real good.
like bendy scythes.
Real good. Scythe lizard.
Yeah.
And
Good job,
we're
man.
going to ride out on the name of the guy who eventually determined that it was a theropod and not a turtle. So thank you, Anatoly Konstantinovich Rozdesvensky.
Oh, thank you, guy.
Did he kick a goal? What was that?
He kicked a goal, and the goalpost is made of bones, and that's how we
Yeah.
learn about dinosaurs.
Yeah.